We are going to be talking about a great film that's coming out to theaters at the end of April. It's called Little Boy, and we're going to take a little look at a trailer clip right now from that. We're going to be coming back and talking with Cathy from Sword and Spoon about this great film. So let's take a look at the trailer right now.
What if I can bring Dad back?
How? How are you going to bring Dad back?
I can move a mountain.
You want to move a mountain? There's one. Go ahead. Move it.
Was that an earthquake?
It's a miracle.
It's up to you to achieve the impossible. It takes courage to believe. Your father would be more than proud of you.
That is a clip from Little Boy, and right now we welcome Cathy from Sword and Spoon, who joins us in studio to talk about this great film. Thank you, first of all, for joining us, Cathy.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Before we get into the film and talk about it, could you tell us a little bit about Sword and Spoon and tell us what that's all about?
Well, we're a kind of an umbrella organization of some not-for-profit and for-profit groups that really look to kind of bring virtue to the areas of culture. We have a lot of wonderful storytellers who tell narratives we believe in, and of hope and of truth and of honor and of brokenness and of redemption. And we like to do that through, like I said, our storytellers, our artists, our authors, and our filmmakers, and the works we do through service through our foundation as well.
Excellent.
You mentioned virtues. It's unique that a company like yours would pick projects that would encourage virtue in family. How does that come about?
Well, it started about 10 years ago with John and Jean Kingston, family in Winchester, and they were looking to kind of look at ways they could strengthen family. They had 4 children, and they were very interested in finding out how to bring the best out of their kids and show their kids the world and what beauty can come from and service and giving and seeing what's out there. And so that was called Six Seeds, and it was focusing on, like I said, bringing your children and showing them how to participate in the world and how to give. And that has kind of evolved into many different parts of the organization. Six Seeds now is part of Pathos, which is the world's largest kind of religious portal website, and they have the Faith and Family channel on there, which looks to strengthen families by telling stories, very important stories that may not be out there so much in the world, and really trying to strengthen the families and kind of running against the tide of some of what's out there in the culture. And so it's grown into partnerships with all sorts of different wonderful people whose values are similar to our mission, and that is to bring about the good in culture and society.
And films can be a great family activity if it's a good film. And I know Sword and Spoon has collaborated with another benefactor to buy out 10 theaters for this specific film that we just saw a clip of, Little Boy. And I actually had the opportunity to see it. It's a great, great film. But talk about that and about the excitement coming up for the premiere coming up at the end of April.
Well, we were at the same screening last month in Boston, and we came out of that and just said, this is a movie that needs to be seen. So often, as a mom myself, you run into other parents who say, it is like fighting upstream to find things for your family that are good and not schlocky, or good and and worthy and really first-rate entertainment. And this movie has it all. It really does. It had the cliche of laughing and crying, and so we really wanted to see what we could do to make sure it's out there for families. And we also have friends and partners in our filmmaking company that are part of this movie, and so we had heard from them some glowing reviews going in, and then once we saw it, it was kind of a, yes, let's do this. And so we're excited. On Thursday the 23rd at 7 p.m. in Burlington at the AMC, we're taking over the whole theater. Every screen in the theater will be showing Little Boy at 7 o'clock. So we're really hoping to make it a family night, a night where you can say, hey, let's go out and do this together as a family, because it truly is a family movie, and it's one that adults will appreciate and kids will like, and you can come out of it with a wonderful story and a wonderful message.
You said it had everything, and it certainly does. The corporal works, spiritual, the power of belief. Yes. Tell us a little bit about why people should be bringing their kids to movies like that, rather than, regular cartoons that you would get out of, you know, other big house companies?
Well, I feel personally that there are all sorts of those kinds of messages out there all the time that they can get anywhere. The fact that you could focus on doing something like this as a family shows the priorities as parents, that this is what we believe in and this is what's important. And to see it done in a major movie fashion and with these well-known actors and these incredible actors, I don't think the kids will even realize that they're seeing a message, so to speak. They'll think they're seeing a really good movie, and that's important too. It's important that they take this in, and then you can go as a family afterwards and talk about it. And then the parents can say, "Well, did you realize we were talking about faith? And what did you think about that little boy's faith? And you know, let's talk about the mustard seed." So I think that's very important for kids and for families in general.
Talk about organizations like Sword and Spoon, and you know, some of these benefactors that they're buying up some of the theaters to show this, and how important it is, especially for films like this that might not have the major budget that some of these other blockbusters might have, but the importance of getting the word out and you know, making sure that everybody knows that this is available to them to get out.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, one of the things that we really, as an organization, it's our focus and our main thing is sharing these stories and finding ways in today's culture and in today's media to share the stories, whether it's an online presence or whether it's through feature films or documentaries or beautiful art, ways that can touch society now in current fashion. I think that's a tricky, you know, road to kind of travel. And it is important. It is important because our kids and our families are growing up in different ways now than we did. And so to try to touch them in their lives, in their world, through their media is really important.
Now, where can people learn more about Sword and Spoon, or if they want to go to see Little Boy, where can they find out about that?
Yes, please go to our website, swordandspoon.org or swordandspoongroup.com. We have a link there in our news and events talking about the premiere, and a link there to RSVP. If you want to come, we'd love to have people join us. We have, like we said, 10 screens, so please do.
It's excellent, and I just, you know, I can make a personal appeal to people because I saw the movie, and you know, we were talking about the little boy who plays the little boy, but just an incredible actor, and just really you feel every emotion that he puts out, and I think people are really going to be surprised at how great he does, and just the overall message of the movie.
And do you know his story? That he wasn't even supposed to be.
That's right. His brother or
Yes,
something was
yes.
in. Yeah.
His brother was auditioning, and they pulled him out of the crowd and picked him. So it's a fabulous story in that right, and that they apparently saved his family from. You know, they weren't having trouble making their rent and their house payment. So this saved their family's home, which is another wonderful story to come out of it all.
Yeah.
It was fate.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, we encourage people to check that out, April 23rd, right in here in this. But I know a lot of places around the country as well. If you hear about a screening that's going on, or people buying out some theaters, check it out. Little Boy coming up, premiering April 24th in theaters.